Hey, sweeties, episode 7 of 4 Minutes really cranked up the tension, didn't it? Like from the very first scene, I was already bracing myself. I mean, can we talk about Tonkla's dad killing their cat? That was just brutal. Tonkla trying to stop him and getting beat up until Dome steps in. That was such a heavy way to kick things off. You could already feel the tension building between the brothers and their father. And then when Tonkla pushes his dad down the stairs and just stands there while Dome panics and calls for help, that was so dark, but kind of expected after everything that's been piling up. And speaking of dark moments, I'm still thinking about that memory card with the dash cam footage. Title just casually throws it away, thinking it's gone for good, and then a couple of fishermen find it, and the way they take it to the chief, who breaks it and threatens them. Oh, I can't stand that guy. You just know he's covering up for Title and great at every turn. It's frustrating because Win is really out here trying to get justice, but no one's playing fair. Okay, let's talk about Win for a second. I feel bad for him. He's clearly trying his best, but it's like he's always one step behind. He's out here threatening security guards, trying to get real CCTV footage, and even manages to get a copy of the footage showing Title and Dome's fight. But then, of course, Title's men shoot him before he can do anything with it. And then, what kills me is that Tonkla doesn't even care. Wing gets shot, and Tonkla's just like, did you at least back up the footage? Like, wow, Tonkla has become so cold. So calculated, he's not even fazed by Win getting hurt because he's focused on his own revenge. Oh, and let's not forget the moment when Tonkla learns that Great is Corn's brother. We've known this all along, but Tonkla's discovery changes the game for him. When he stumbles across that info while doing his digging, you can see how shocked he is. Finding out that the guy tied up in this whole mess with Title is connected to Corn, who's been in the picture all along, just makes everything feel even more personal for him. It's like another piece of the puzzle clicks into place for Tonkla, and you know it's going to push him even further. Now let's talk about the moment Tonkla shot Great, because episode 7 finally confirmed why he did it. We saw this shocking scene at the end of episode 6, but we didn't know why Tonkla went so far. Turns out, it wasn't just about revenge. This whole time, Tonkla's been spiraling, and his trauma with his dad has been messing with his mind. But what's really wild is that the cat seems to trigger a whole different side of him. It's like every time he hallucinates his dead cat, this psychopathic side of him takes over. He's no longer just Tonkla. He becomes this cold, calculating version of himself, willing to do whatever it takes. The cat seems to be the switch that makes him snap, and it's honestly terrifying. So when he saw the cat again before he shot Great, it was like his mind flipped into this new personality. It's chilling to think that something as small as a hallucination could trigger him like that, and the way he smiled right before going through with it. That's when I realized Tonkla is way deeper into this psychopathy than we thought. He's not just traumatized, he's losing control of reality. This episode really drove home that Tonkla is no longer the same person we met earlier in the series. He's so detached from what's right and wrong now that he didn't even flinch when he found out Win got shot. It's like all he cares about is his own agenda, and anyone who gets in the way is just collateral damage. I've been wondering for a while if Tonkla could be redeemed, but now I'm not so sure. His complete detachment, especially whenever the cat comes into play, makes me think he's gone too far. Like, is he even capable of coming back from this? That smile he gave before shooting Great. It wasn't just about revenge. It was almost like he enjoyed it. It's unsettling because we never know when the real Tonkla will show up or when this psychopathic side will take over again. And then we have the whole situation with Tyme and his 4 minutes of limbo. When Den gives Tyme the research paper about waking up from that state, I was like, okay, maybe this will save Great. But then Tyme gets shot too. His grandmother gets killed right in front of him, and then he's shot twice. It's like the show is just throwing tragedy after tragedy at us. And now we're left with Tyme in his own 4-minute limbo, just like Great. The flashbacks to Great and Tyme's childhood really hit hard, especially when you think about how their friendship evolved into something more. Tyme's been this constant in Great's life, and now they're both stuck in these 4 minutes trying to find their way back to each other. I don't know about you, but I'm rooting for them to make it through this somehow. They deserve a happy ending after all this chaos. But seriously, with all these plot twists and reveals, it feels like the show is building up to something huge in the finale. I'm still trying to wrap my head around all the moving pieces. Tonkla's story has added even more layers to this already complicated puzzle. And now with Tyme's 4-minute limbo, I'm wondering how they're going to resolve everything. How is the finale supposed to fix all of this? It's like there's too much to untangle in just one episode. I'm definitely feeling nervous going into the last episode. There's so much to resolve, and I have no idea how it's going to end. Are we going to get a happy ending, or is the show just going to leave us wrecked? Either way, I'm hooked and can't wait to see how it all plays out. All right, sweeties, that was episode 7 of 4 Minutes. And let me just say, this show really knows how to keep us on edge. With Tonkla's dark turn, Wynn's constant struggles, and Tyme's heartbreaking journey, it's clear that the stakes have never been higher. I'm still shook over all the twists, especially with Tonkla's psychopathy coming into play and Tyme's 4-minute limbo. There's so much happening, and we're just one episode away from the finale. I have no idea how they're going to wrap everything up, but I'm so ready for it. Are we finally going to see some justice? Will Tyme and Great make it out of their limbo? And what's next for Tonkla? There are so many questions, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for sticking with me through this intense episode recap. And as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is going to happen in the finale? Catch you in the next one.